Oh boy, man, it's been a while since I made a whole video dedicated to my boy 3D Mario. I mean, I made a bunch of smaller ones, but yeah, it's been a while since I made one like this because I kind of given up on him since the last couple directs didn't have him, and I don't see him happening in the foreseeable future. I promise you I haven't given up hope, but I'm close. But if there's any excuse out there to talk about Mario, I'm going to talk about him. And we recently actually just got an update for Mario Kart World that added new content like characters, tracks, carts. I'm kidding. That didn't happen. It was tennis. Yep, of all games, Mario Tennis Fever got an update. And it actually added 3D Mario. No, I'm not even joking. They literally added a skin for just Mario's overalls. No, they added other things too. They added new skins for Luma, a brand new court, which is pretty cool, on Gateway Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy with tons of references all in the background and stuff. Little events that happen, like a prankster comic could happen, speeding up the match. It's actually pretty cool, and it was all free, which is nice to have. But something about this update got people talking. What is it? Well, it's Mario's model. It's strange to even have to say this, but Mario has gotten two really good updates on his model, and they haven't even been from mainline games. It's been from Mario Kart World and Mario Tennis Fever, and both of these models a lot of people really like. But it's this one in particular from Mario Tennis Fever that shows his full outfit and what it could look like in modern day, and oh my gosh, it looks so good. I mean, like, seriously, dude, I feel like this is the closest we've ever gotten to like pre-rendered cutscene versions of Mario, but actually an in-game model. It looks insane. I gotta hand it to Camelot. They made some extremely good-looking renders for these characters. I mean, even the actual rendered cutscenes of Mario and Luigi look professional. I mean, of course it's professional. It's Camelot. They've been doing this thing for over 20 years. But I mean, like, seriously, this looks like something that the mainline 3D Mario team would be making. And it's funny because this is all we really have to rely on for a 3D Mario model, because we really haven't gotten a new one since 2017's Mario Odyssey. Let's take a look real quick of how Mario's changed. Mario's first model really started off in Mario 64. It's the first time we seen him in 3D, and he was just all polygons, man. You can see it. Lots of jagged edges and shapes, but at the time it was so awesome. But now it's very dated, and he just looks very blocky. Both the pre-rendered cutscenes and in-game models of Mario look pretty much identical, and he gets an upgrade here. He still has some rough around the edges areas on his body, but he's no longer a big walking block man. He no longer looks like he was just pulled out of Roblox or something. One major change is they also pull up Mario's arm sleeves for some reason in this game. I know he's on a tropical vacation, so it's probably very hot, but yeah, it's always just a little different every time I watch his model in Sunshine. Mario then gets another upgrade on the Wii with Mario Galaxies 1 and 2, but I'll be honest, it's not the extreme upgrade I think a lot of people were looking for. He still has some jagged edges around his hands and his hat, and he does have a little bit more detail here, but you can still tell there's still work to be done. But this is where we will start to see some major jumps in his design. No, I'm not talking about 3D-land Mario. That was on the 3DS, so they kind of actually went backwards again. Very polygonal. 3D World was the closest we get to an actual HD-looking Mario, but he looks so clean and so colorful in 3D World and expressive with animation. I mean, this to me was the big jump that I've noticed for the first time ever in Mario's design. I think that's just the word to describe him here. He looks bouncy and colorful. He has slightly more detail, but they kind of go in more of a cartoonish direction, where his overalls don't have individual stitching or patches or anything like that. He's just very well saturated in a colorful cartoon character. But if you do count things like the catsuit, that does have a lot of detail. Now you might be wondering, what about Bowser's Fury that technically came after Odyssey? Well, that used the same model as 3D World, that actually returned again on the Switch, just a little cleaner. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with this model. It looks really, really good and colorful. I just think the best word to describe it as is clean. It doesn't have those ugly polygonal hands or anything anymore. Everything is smoothly edged out. But the jump from 3D World to Odyssey, oh my gosh, did Nintendo snap. They made Mario as realistic as ever while also still keeping him his cartoony self. He's full of color and expression, bounciness with his hat every step he takes, but for the most part, it's detailed, dude. Every part of his body is covered from head to toe with extreme detail. The lining in his overalls, the stitching in his gloves and hat, the hairs, literally, the individual hairs in his mustache are able to be seen along with the hair on his head. You can even see different color highlights in his skin and cheeks and ears. It's actually insane. There's even areas in the game where if you get too cold or too hot, Mario's skin actually reacts to it. They absolutely, in my opinion, made the most perfect version of Mario I could have ever dreamt of. And honestly, even to this day, I don't really know how they improve on Mario's model even more. Now, even though this isn't technically a 3D Mario game, it's kind of a 3D render that they use for Mario in this game, but still, Mario takes a little bit of a backseat and goes for more of a goofy cartoon style that Nintendo has never really gone for. His eyes and mouth look slightly different, sometimes they just look drawn on, and he has significantly less detail than he did in Odyssey. He almost looks like a toy or chibi version of himself in this game. But then we have Mario's first appearance on the Switch 2, from Mario Kart World, and they go in a completely different art direction once again, almost giving him a 3D rendered take on Mario Bros. 3. He has tons of detail still on his hair and overalls, and I honestly think he looks really great here, but it is definitely different than Odyssey's. And I think that's exactly what they do next. Odyssey really focused on more of a realistic look for Mario while still keeping him cartoony, where Mario Kart World leans more for the cartoony style, less detail but more just bouncy animation. And that's why it looks like Mario Tennis Fever combines a little bit of both. You have that oversaturated, real cartoony look to him, but also he's covered head to toe in detail. His shoes are shiny and squeaky clean, and his overalls and gloves have tons of little tiny stitching details just to give him enough life. Same with his hair and mustache. And we now have that brought to life in-game thanks to the brand new in-game costume for Mario Tennis Fever, which shows what this could look like. And dude, I'm just picturing this Mario in a new 3D Mario, and I'm getting goosebumps, dude. Like, this looks so good. Like I said, I think it just strikes a perfect balance of realism and also his colorful, goofy nature. You know it's bad when a freaking tennis game is giving you hopes for the next 3D Mario. I mean, what else are we supposed to do? This October will be 9 years since Super Mario Odyssey, man. 9 years since we've seen our boy with a completely new art style running around a 3D environment. So, like, dude, this is like crumbs. We'll take them though. But the only good part about not getting a new mainline Mario so far for the Switch 2 means it's still to come, and that surprise factor of finally seeing Mario's new render and model and stuff for the first time is going to feel so special again, man. And hopefully it's not too much longer until we see it. But what do you guys think? Do you like the new model they showed off in Mario Tennis Fever? Are you more realistic looking Mario like Odyssey, or more cartoony and bouncy like something like 3D World or even Mario Kart World? Or are you like me and want a mixture of both like we got in Mario Tennis Fever? Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. See you guys.